All right, you want a dollar to make you holler? Then go ahead and look through your currency, and you never know what you're going to find. So in this video, we're going to be looking at 5 absolutely simply delectable dollar bills that could be a really nice trophy note to that collector, wherever he or she may be. All these notes are very valuable, and a few of the things you're going to want to look for aren't immediately known on these. So we're going to talk about, a few of the little kind of like quirks of the errors that you're going to need to know when you're going through your dollar bills. Now, the U.S. Federal Reserve note $1 bill is probably the most current piece of currency on the face of the planet. It's very recognizable with George Washington's mug plastered all on that little, vignette thing right in the middle of the note. And then just the blacks with the greens, it's just this coloration and just the overall design. It is unmistakably America's currency, right? It could very well be the world's currency too, seeing as how, markets are traded based off of the US dollar and everything else. But that's neither here nor there. This is not an investment video, but this is simply, hey, you know what? Be a little mindful of what you're going through before you go ahead and spend that next couple dollars at your local Starbucks or, at the 7-Eleven joint or whatever the case may be, because you might be throwing away hundreds, if not thousands of dollars away. Okay, it's kind of hard to fathom. I think I've done that once in my lifetime before my time as an educator in coins and currency. But before we go ahead and kind of dive right in, I got to do my YouTube thing. Feel free to like the video if you enjoyed today's content. Share the video on your favorite social media platform. That would be awesome. And most importantly, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you guys waiting for? There's a lot of you that haven't hit the subscribe button. It's down and to the right a little bit under the video. All the support, greatly appreciated as we go through these kind of different times, rough times, or whatever you want to call it. But I am an advocate for making things interesting when it comes to the hobby. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump in to the first note on the list. And don't adjust anything. This note does appear to be a little out of focus. But if you focus specifically on the, the first print. The first print, which is the serial numbers and the district numbers, the number 7, and the black bank seal, or the district seal rather, with the letter G in it, you'll notice one thing, that these are well in focus, but all the other print surrounding it is out of focus, or it appears to be. What this actually is this is a doubled second print. Okay, the second print is all this intaglio design that surrounds the note that's in black, and even the George Washington's face portrait on here was actually double printed. Okay, it's kind of hard to really pinpoint it down, and the shift between the first and second printing is so small. If you wanted an idea of how this is shifted, take a look at the letters in the United States of America. You'll see the double serifs and the T, and everything is just fatter. This all looks over ink, but what it really is you have 2 separate printings that are offset ever so slightly from each other. So that's how you give this. And take a look at Federal Reserve note. It's doubled. All right, the whole thing is doubled with exception of this, I guess, third print. I guess that's what this is. No, it's the first print, because they print the seals and serial numbers first. But this is a really cool error. Now, the back of the note is perfectly fine. Okay, there's nothing going on here. And this is a note that's sold on eBay, actually a few months ago, February 19th of 2020 for $1,000. And here's some more information for you on the graded holder, like you see here. When it comes to error notes, okay, whether it's a lowball kind of beat up piece of currency or one that is crisp out of the pack, it's one of those things, as opposed to coins, that am strongly for getting graded, okay, whether it's through PMG, which is Paper Money Guarantee, and they are a part of NGC, or Collector Society, and PCGS Currency, which, by the way, is revamped, so definitely check them out. But this particular note right here is the 1988 FRN Chicago District, along with some of the other information like the Friedberg number, the signatures Ortega and Brady on there as well, plus the error designation printed in green, so you know what you're receiving. But $1,000 for its note. You guys would think that, oh, I didn't know it's worth that kind of money. And I probably came across one of these at some point in my life, because we've all thumbed through dollar bills. You know, it's common occurrence. All right, so the next bill that we have here, it certainly does look like it has been around the block maybe a few thousand times. I'm not going to lie. You know, this thing is ragtag, and it shows. All right, you got all the wrinkling. It's had many centerfolds. I'm sure this thing has seen a few wallets and purses in its lifetime. The note is not particularly old. It's a 2006 series, as you can see right here. It is a star note, okay? I'm not giving away, I'm not holding anything back with these paper currency items. But if you look strong enough, and you probably all had already identified it, it has mismatched serial numbers. So if you looked at this set of serial numbers, it starts out with 0671. This set right here is 2671. All right, so we have one first digit that is mismatched. These are extremely valuable. They are coveted in the Paper Money Collector Society as one of those errors that is a must-have. As a matter of fact, there are people that are looking for mismatched either serial numbers or prefix, like what this is, and this is the suffix, which is where the star is. Error notes that they haven't traditionally seen, like on some of the newer notes of like 2019, you know, those series and that's things like that. They do exist. They are out there. It's you know, it's going to take some looking. All right, but this one right here, that's the reverse of the note, just to show you how grungy and kind of well worn and loved this one is. But in terms of the grade, this one is a PMG Choice Fine 15. All right, which is a very well circulated example. There's no great paper quality associated with this one. But as you can see, it's a 2006 Federal Reserve note, New York District, Friedberg 1932B star or asterisk. You know, it's got the Cabral Paulson signatures, which is normal on these, and then the two separate serial number types on the note, and then of course it says mismatched serial number error. So this one's sold on eBay for $800, ladies and gentlemen. If you should actually today, April 22nd, this one sold $800 for a note that has seen a lot of action in its lifetime, and now it's permanently retired in this plastic entombment you call a grading slab. But anyways, here's the next one. This is the highlight note. As you can tell, it's a little bit washed out because that's the pictures received on the actual auction. But this is, at first glance, it doesn't look like anything special. Okay, it's a note that that is circulated. Believe it or not, I'm gonna give you the grade straight away. It's PMG Very Fine 35. So it does have a centerfold, which is not, you know, apparent on here. You can see it right here. Okay, so this one is definitely circulated. It's a 2001 series. Yeah, it's a little old, but you know, I still come across these and 95s and 88s quite often because I search through a lot of paper currency. But this one right here, there was no fanfare on the front. However, if we looked at the back, we have this deal. The print on the reverse is misaligned. All right, so you have usually when these things are printed, the first print goes on first, and then they'll print the back of the things, which is, you know, the green ink on the reverse of the note, and then they'll flip the sheets around and go ahead and print the third print on there. But this one right here has a definite misaligned printing on the reverse. But notice this, inverted back error. What does that mean, guys? Well, it's a 2001, like I said, VF 35 choice note, so it's been worn, but yeah, the back is upside down, even though it's misaligned. Just imagine if it was well-centered. That would be a really crazy note. And believe it or not, inverted backs exist all the way up to, I believe, 2013 series. There's been a few public sales of that particular note that have exceeded $2,000, but you wouldn't know it because when you thumb through your dollar bills, you don't you don't consciously think that, oh, the back is upside down. All right, we'll just flip through the notes, fold it up, put it in your wallet or your pocket, and you wouldn't know any better. And that's why this one came out as 35. It's just really crazy that the back of the note is so off kilter that you could see a partial of another note on there as well. So this is a really neat error. It's available, whoever wants it, on eBay currently for $16,300. It's a rare note, and it's probably worth that much because the older FRNs, especially around like 88, 95, 2001, and I believe 2006, are seldom seen, and there's a lot of unique one-off type pieces in the market. This is the only 2001 Type 2 $1 FRN in existence, and it is incredible. So keep an eye out for stuff like this. They're pretty nutty. All right. So we have a couple what I would consider to be trophy notes. All right. So these are notes that customarily sell for over $10,000. So the first one that we have here is a 1988A series $1, and it says web error. Okay. So there's a few things on this note that you need to know about. All right. So at first you're like, oh, it's a star note. And then you look over here at this other set of serials. Wait, there's an L. I thought these were supposed to match. Well, we got another mismatch. This time it's the suffix or the ending letter that caps off that serial number string. So it's an F block, but one's a star here, and then it's an FL block over here. It's really crazy. But it says web. So what's a web? Well, the web notes of 1988, and actually, I believe 1995 they did it once. These were notes printed in a completely different type of manner. All right, by today's standards, notes are printed on what they call 32-note subject sheets. There's 32 notes to a solid sheet, and then it's cut down into the currency that you see today. This, the web note, was produced kind of reminiscent of how newspapers were once produced 40 years ago. All right, so you had this big old giant roll of newsprint that they put on the press, and they feed it through, and they get it ready. They get the plates all ready for that particular run of that newspaper, and then they go and hit the hit the button to get it started, and then the paper just continuously feeds, and it prints all the sheets, and then all the way at the end of the process, it is cut down. All right, so that's how this process of web notes came to be, is that they started on a roll. All right. As of today, they're on separate sheets. So how do you differentiate a regular $1 FRN to a web note? The web notes by themselves, without the crazy mismatched error, sell for between like $20 to maybe $1,000, especially if it's a star note. Okay. The grade has to be abnormally high. But regular web notes sell for like $10 to $30, even if they're well loved. All right. So on the reverse of the note, okay, so I've been sitting on this particular image for a minute now, and you're going to see this tiny little dot right here. Okay, that is actually the plate number for the reverse. This is where it's located on a web note. All right, so it's going to be to the right of the T and trust here in this open field. Whereas on the regular $1 notes, the more common stuff, it would be sitting right here at the bottom right-hand corner of this open area where the 1 is on the reverse. So this one right here to the right of T and trust is the plate number on a web note. And then finally, we got one more trophy note. Oh, by the way, that web note mismatch sold for $29,900 if you're keeping tally. That was on Heritage Auctions, and that sold way back September 2008. There hasn't been too many since. As a matter of fact, there's only been the one example. So there you go. It just lets you know that it's a little bit unique. All right. it sells for as much as a brand new, well loaded car. So the last one that we have here is the 2006 FRN $1 bill. This one, another mismatched serial number. Okay, so 2006 is one of those years in paper currency for the dollar bill in which you don't see mismatched serial numbers. Okay, they're kind of like a white whale, if I had to kind of compare the rarity of this thing. But as you can see, the first number in both serial numbers is different. One's a 2, one's a 0. Pretty crazy. It's a high grade. It's a PMG Superb Gem Uncirculated 67. The EPQ means exceptional paper quality. It's like caviar on in currency terms. But this one right here, the mismatch is all you need to know. And it's on a star note, and the note is graded really high. The reverse is fantastic. This one right here sold for $3,818.75 on Heritage a few years ago. And again, with the grade and all that, that's all you really need to know. So again, these are notes, as you can see, a few, well-loved, well-circulated pieces. A few of them with kind of like just hard to detect errors, with the mismatches. Sometimes we don't, read the serial numbers. That can be kind of mundane sometimes, but I do it every single time because finding mismatched serials is awesome. I've actually done a few videos of my collection of mismatched serials, and I love them. They're fantastic. They're very liquid in the secondary market, and people want them, collectors. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it on this video. Hopefully you guys had a few takeaways. Check out those dollar bills. There was a ton of other different errors that I haven't talked about. I mean, I talked about a lot of high dollar stuff, but there's some stuff that you could find that are like 20 bucks, 50 bucks, 100, 200, 500, you name it. There's a wide spectrum of values when it comes to these funny kind of like hidden nuances and paper money errors that you got to know about. And maybe I'll do another video on the more minor stuff so that way you guys know that as well. So thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for instant notifications. I'm your host Sean with BlueRidgeSilverhound. Enjoy the hobby. You guys keep collecting. It's a lot of fun. And Coinaholics, we of course every single day are discovering together. So you guys take care, have fun, and I'll see you on the next collecting video. Take care.